Hi, welcome back to Making It with Minglet. Today we are starting our third volume of our 100-day challenge, and I have approximately 10, sometimes a little bit more per signature, but this is the cover, and I want to put a 3 on it, and I was looking at this and I saw where I can paint a 3 in there, so let's put a little paint on my little nasty palette. And we're going to just paint it out so it stands out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're not doing these for perfection. We're doing them because we want to have fun and encourage ourselves to have the freedom to create every day. But if you don't feel like creating on a day, it's okay. And I'm up here early. It's Sunday morning, and I'm up here getting a few things done. And I wanted to go ahead and do that while I'm waiting for the sun to really come out good. And I'm going to go out and play in the dirt. I've got a project I'm working on. We have a hill that is a landscape problem. You can't, there's big oak trees and you cannot get grass to grow in certain areas. So I've been working on it for years, trying to get stuff to grow there. We try to overseed it every fall. We've had people to come in and work it and work it and work it. And last year we got a little bit to grow, a little bit more, but it's not coming back. So I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do some things, and I'm getting some plants in that will kind of help the erosion on that hill, and I'm hoping that it will improve it, make it look better, and that way we don't have to stress with trying to plant grass. We'll have alternatives there. So when I get that done, I will. When everything blooms out, I will definitely share it on my Mother Nature features. Now this will just take a few minutes to dry. And if you haven't seen the volume 2, I did a flip through. It's in shorts, so it wouldn't take you very long to look at it. Just pop over there, give it a view, and if you like it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I always appreciate those new subscriptions. Now, I've already done a little bit for my next page. I got my inspiration from, I'm going to set this to the side. I like quotes. And I was sitting, had a scratchy throat, so I'd gotten a Hall's cough drop. And it had all of these, the little wrappers had all of these little quotes on it. It says, put a little strut in it, power thoughts, inspire envy. It's yours for the taking. Flex your can-do muscles. Impress yourself today. Bet on yourself. Seize the day. Go get it. Don't waste a precious minute. Nothing you can't handle. Fire up those engines. Let's hear your battle cry. March forward. High-five yourself. And then it has a little thing on it that says, a pep talk in every drop. And this was from 2 or 3 different wrappers, but every time I'd see something different, I put it on this envelope so that I could transfer it to my journal. I thought, why not? So inspiration for your art can come from unexpected places. I mean, I know tea bags, a lot of times, I have tea bags that have quotes on them. And that is dry. For the most part, it's dry. Okay, so like I said, one of those quotes was, impress yourself today. And it made me think about something that Karen McCoy said, because a lot of the papers in these volumes she sent to me in a box of her scraps, that she was not going to use. So I found this butterfly, and I always think of butterflies as freedom. you have the freedom to express yourself and impress yourself. And a lot of times we forget to impress ourselves. We don't. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be negative, but sometimes you just don't feel like you're worthy of being impressed with yourself. But that's just yourself talking to you. That's the way we talk to ourselves, and the way we talk to ourselves is the way we expect others to talk to us. So, we tend to cloud our judgment by doing that. So what I thought I would do is, this was a nice little piece of cardstock. I went ahead and I put, what is it? It's not a rivet, it's a grommet. That's it, a grommet. I love it when I find my words. So I put a grommet on the front so I could have a tassel that matched on the outside. And on the reverse side, I put foil because I want you to think about your reflection that you see. And when I was watching Carrie McCoy's live the other day, she has said this several times. She said when she gets up in the morning, I think you're the most beautiful thing I've seen all day. So when you look in the mirror, remind yourself that you're beautiful, and let that reflection be a positive experience for you. So that is going to be our page 24. And I don't think I'm going to come back and do anything because I pulled the print around. I wrapped it around because it was a tissue paper or something like tissue paper. So the next thing that I have is a half page. And I went ahead and wrote, high five yourself. And when I was sitting yesterday watching the race with my husband, I drew some hands. Now, I don't draw very well, and I sure don't draw hands. And I thought, okay, so let's do 5 hands. They're not that impressive, I'll tell you, but why not? I put, here's my number 1. Let me see if I can put it on a piece of colored paper so you can see it good. And they're going to be a little bit fiddly. So we have number 1. We have number 2. And this is just off of a little portable pocket sketchbook. There's number 2. And number 3, this is me. And this is my scars. A little exaggerated, of course. Okay, we have number 4. These are a little bit plumper. There you go, number 4. And then the biggest one is our number 5. So I am going to glue these down. And I tried to vary the size by the number. I think I better put the 5. I'm going to put them down in reverse order. I think I'll get a better result if I do that. And I'm going to use the matte medium. I think I'll probably do better since they're a little bit fiddly. I think that'll probably help me get them down a little bit nicer. And I love the colors. This has got the copper and the teal. It's really pretty. But those colors pick up with that butterfly, which, wasn't really when I started looking for butterflies, I just thought, wait a minute, this is going to look good. These are complementary colors, and I think that's going to work for me. Brush those little delicate fingers out. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's one thing for sure. It just has to be fun. It has to, for me, if I do things that have no meaning to me, it's kind of like it's not what I want to do. I always want to be able to look at it and say, oh, I know why I did this. I know what I was thinking when I produced this piece. And I'm not going to put these down straight. I'm going to kind of make them a little bit wonky, because that's just the way I am. My mother liked things just so, and I don't have a problem with certain things being just so, but I'm very aware of my imperfections, and just like the scars, I used to be ashamed I've got a scar on my foot from where I was a child. And I was having fun, but an accident happened. It was a hot day. We were running inside and getting water from the shower in the basement. And my brother was throwing it on us, and he was using a mason jar. And that jar slipped out of his hand and cut my foot. Well, my mother never could. The sight of blood just made her sick. She'd pass out on you. Just drop down. So if we both looked at it and it was gushing blood, and it's like, okay. So my dad had just left for work, and we knew I needed to go to the hospital. So my brother grabbed a dish towel out of the dryer, wrapped my foot, and told Mama to take us to Daddy, because he knew if she saw it, she'd pass out, and he couldn't drive at that point. So I've had that scar since then, and I was terrified when it was time to take stitches out. I was terrified, and I remember my mom sneaking into my bedroom one morning, and I felt something, they had gotten dry and itchy, the stitches had, and they told me it was cat gut. I don't know if that was true or not, but at that time, I guess it could have been. They told me that I'd have to come and get them taken out, at my doctor's office, and I was terrified, because going to the hospital was a unsettling experience for me. And my mom could do anything she set her mind to, and they told her all she needed to do was snip the knots and pull the strings out with a tweezer. So I'm asleep, and she got 3 out of 6 out. And I woke up, and she said, now, you were just fine sleeping, so you just close your eyes and pretend to be asleep and let me finish what I need to do. And she took them out. So that's how I learned to be tough. my mom, she was something else. There were many times that there were injuries that Mama didn't know about. And they all included a piece of glass and some serious cuts. How I survived childhood with no major diseases is beyond me, because I sure cut my feet up, tore myself up, and played hard. But I have fun. So just have fun when you're doing your art and make it mean something to you. Somebody asked me, well, what are you going to do with all these journals? My husband asked me. I told him, I said, I put them on the shelf, and every once in a while I'll pull them out, because I can look at where I started from and where I've gone to. And I think that I've grown in what I will try to do. I feel like I've gone from, just kind of trying to do it to being, confident in what I'm doing. So I think that's important. You have to feel good about what you're doing. You have to do it in order to grow. If you don't try new things, then you kind of stay stagnant. And water that's stagnant is not good for anybody. So that's your challenge for today. Impress yourself. Give yourself a high five. And until next time, be well, my friends. I'll see you on the 26th day. Have fun.